Alright, hey there everyone, RobsidianX here, and welcome to tonight's stream. Granted, this is not usually a night that I stream, because usually at this point I am actually just now getting off work, honestly, but I was off today, had a doctor's appointment to finally, hopefully get some blood drawn, because the last time when I went in, they couldn't find a vein to use, so luckily I was able to fix that up this time, and it all went out well, so hopefully get some good results there for all that blood work and everything, but hey, we are here to stream tonight, and that is exactly what we are going to be doing. Even though, I will admit right now, I don't know how, things are going to play out in February, because I'm not getting too deep into things, but, I'm kind of somewhat running against the clock right now, but I won't bore you with all the details and all that stuff. That's my own little personal shortcomings that came about from when I ended up in the hospital, caused me to be behind on a few things. So, yeah, no sense in going over that there, when I've got no choice but to wait and see how things play out. So, no sense in going over that stuff here, but it does make me wonder how things are going to play out for trying to get some streams done during February, especially because since we're really behind schedule in a way, because again, I originally planned to have most of the 2D Sonic stuff on the Genesis done by the end of this month, but yeah, getting laid up in the hospital didn't exactly do me any favors there. And even though I did have plenty of time I could have streamed when I got snowed in, I don't know, I just wanted to kick back and relax a bit, you know, so it is what it is. Sometimes I swear I am my own worst enemy. I really do feel that. But I will say though, really not expecting tonight to be a very long stream, because yeah, we're gonna be tearing through this so damn easily. So again, like, we may be able to push it to about maybe an hour. I don't know, because yeah, playing through Sonic 2 with Knuckles kind of breaks the game a bit, so but we'll see what we can do. But yeah, we are going to be doing Knuckles the Echidna in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 tonight. So, ironically, actually the first time I ever beat Sonic 2 was with Knuckles. So, sure, well, it's just a small little, I wouldn't, well, no, correction, what's the right word I'm looking for? Just like a small little change. That's still something that's very near and dear to me, because, again, I had been sitting on Sonic 2 for who knows how many years, and I didn't beat it until, like, maybe, what, hell, I want to say 2002, probably, so, yeah. The fact that I was even able to beat Sonic 2 is mostly due in part due to Knuckles himself, so yeah, I got a little bit of a soft spot for the Red Echidna. He helped me get through one of my favorite games of all time, so you know what? Even though this is overall Sonic's 35th anniversary celebration, we gotta give him some credit. I mean, why not? Because without Sonic, he wouldn't be here, so hey, adds up, right? But yeah, again, I do not foresee this being too terribly long a stream. Not long at all. Because, again, as I said, we're just going to break the game wide open. If I can just get my shaker to pop open there. That, and plus I didn't want to go through tonight just not doing anything, especially after I was procrastinating for almost a week or so and all that stuff. I figured I at least need to get something done. I figured, you know what? This is going to be short as hell. Let's go ahead and just get it over and done with, you know? And I would be recording tomorrow, but unfortunately, I do got one more day of overtime that I need to jump through, so unfortunate there, but again, I will see how things play out for February. Hopefully, I can balance two things at once and hopefully get everything resolved and still be able to stream, because I really need to get onto that, because yeah, we're only like 2 months away from the Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection, so technically I was supposed to be starting Mega Man Battle number 3 Blue at this point, but again, life sucks. Things get derailed. Nothing you can really do about it when it's completely out of your control, especially when said thing out of control ends up tossing your ass right into the ER, so. It's only been like, what? 2.5, no, okay, no correction, going on about 3 weeks. It's only been 3 weeks, and that whole visit is still giving me trouble. Add into the fact that I still got plenty of other appointments that I need to do, and I don't even know how much these bills are going to cost. Ugh. That's the part that scares the fuck out of me the most. Bills are never fun, especially when it comes from hospitals, because I swear, they make sure you're all nice and better, but the next thing you know, you're paying out of pocket for so damn much, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But we're just going to go ahead and take tonight just to kick back, relax, just take a bit of a leisurely stroll through this game and just enjoy it for what it is, and just have a little bit of fun, you know? That way I do have a bit of the rest of the night to enjoy to myself, where I gotta go to bed and then get up at around 1 or so before work. Well, not 1 in the morning, but 1 in the afternoon. You know what I mean, you know what I mean. But other than that, that is really pretty much off the top of my head that I honestly really want to talk about. Because, like, again, I'm trying to think of stuff to, you know, extend these opening sessions out a little bit longer, but I can never feel like I can think of stuff to talk about and all that stuff without getting too far off track and everything. Like, I don't know. I like trying to keep things related to one subject in some instances, you know? It's kind of hard to explain, but hey, you know what? We're here to stream games, and that's exactly what the hell we're going to do. That's why I'm here. That's why you all are here. That's why we're all here. We're just going to kick back, have fun, stream, and just enjoy video games, because that's what brings us all together. But anyway, I will go ahead and get ready to switch things over, so I will be going to standby mode to get things prepared, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back momentarily. Alright, and we are back and ready to roll pretty much. Yeah, sometimes it takes a few times for my... correction, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. But yeah, as I mentioned before, sometimes it takes a good number of tries for my Retron 5 to actually read the Sonic & Knuckles cartridge when it's got something locked on to it. I swear, it's so hard to have it pick everything up and dump the ROM in there, so... And yay, we got Tamer here. Thanks for dropping in. But anyway, yeah, it's just really weird, and it's only with this cartridge setup that I specifically know of, so you gotta kind of take it out a few times, jingle it around, and you don't want to fully put it into the Retron, you just want to kind of slowly nudge it in there, that way it kind of faintly picks it up, and it's weird, but you know what? It lets me do these games in pretty high quality, so, I mean, it's a necessary sacrifice. What can you do? What can you do? But anyway, luckily there's really no story to go over as it has been for the other games, because really, there is no story. This is all just for fun and giggles, pretty much. So, as mentioned before, Sonic 3 ran through a whole bunch of development issues, and so it had to be split in half. So we ended up having Sonic 3 release in the early part of 1994, and then Sonic & Knuckles came out in the latter half of the year. And if you wanted to play the full game, you would just simply flip the top of the Sonic & Knuckles cartridge, slap Sonic 3 on there, and you have the full experience. But Sega at least wanted to give us more bang for our buck, considering we were basically paying twice for the same game. So, by logging on Sonic 1, you actually unlock a huge plethora of Blue Spear special stages, and I mean well over 1 million. I don't even know if anything would repeat or not. It's honestly hard to tell. I don't even know if there's an exact number, but if you love Blue Spheres, then hey, go crazy. And of course, you could also lock on any other cartridge as well, but then you only get one Blue Sphere stage per cartridge, and it's always the same one, so... yeah, they kind of thought outside the box a little bit. But easily the more, I would say, fun side of things is taking Sonic 2 and locking it on with Sonic & Knuckles, and actually being able to play through Sonic 2 with our favorite Red Echidna. And it definitely changes things up quite a bit in some areas and all that stuff, so... again, not much, but in some areas things can be maybe a little bit harder. But you know what? It's alright though. We gotta work around for all those issues. But anyway, now it's time to go ahead and get ready to dive into this, because again, this is not going to be a very long game in the slightest. At this point, honestly, you know what? Maybe we can try and shoot for... okay, you know what? I'm giving myself an hour, and let me see if I can actually pull this off. If it goes over a little bit, then no problem, but honestly, again, I don't really see any issues coming up whatsoever, because, again, Knuckles makes this game a cakewalk in some areas. But let's go ahead and kick things off, shall we? Alright, there we go. Had to make sure it read right. Alright. And so, go ahead and start things off in Emerald Hill Zone. As always, just like Sonic and Tails do, Knuckles has access to the spin jump, the rolling spin, and the spin dash. And of course, Knuckles brings over his trademark gliding and climbing abilities, but he also brings along his low jump, so that's really not going to be a major issue until the very end of the game, but again, with what I know nowadays, it's a non-issue. And of course, we do have the numerous item boxes. We got the 10 rings, invincibility, the shield, speed shoes, all that good stuff is here to be used at Knuckles' disposal. But now as we go ahead and come on up to here. Alright, so now that we're at the start post, let's go into the half-pipe highway special stage. And this is why Knuckles breaks the game. You won't see here in the early ones, but once we get to the later ones, he actually has a much lower quota for getting through the special stage. So, yeah. Knuckles makes getting the Chaos Emeralds a pretty easy cakewalk. And honestly, now that I think about it, it's mostly because of how he plays that I've been able to even get these stages memorized. So, thanks, Knuckles. So yeah, there's not going to be any issue whatsoever with getting the Chaos Emeralds. It's a non-factor. And if you look closely, you can see Knuckles' arms are peach-colored. So yeah, they just went ahead and slapped Knuckles' head onto Sonic's model and changed a few things. So now you know that, and you can't forget it. But don't worry though, later re-releases, mainly the remasters and all that, fixes that up completely, so. But we got 1 Chaos Emerald down, 6 to go. And another reason why Knuckles makes getting the Chaos Emeralds much easier, he actually keeps the amount of rings he had when he jumped into the special stage. So again, makes it very damn easy. So that'll significantly cut down on backtracking. Oh, no, you don't. Okay, come on. I just need to get up to here. There we go. Didn't really need to do that, but you know what? Screw it. Alright. But yeah, again, I am not too worried when it comes to the Half-Pipe Highway special stage. I'm really not. Knuckles just makes it so damn easy. And it's kind of ironic, you know, I consider playing through Sonic 3 and Knuckles as Knuckles to be the game's hard mode, and many others also share that sentiment, but when it comes to Sonic 2, he really makes it easy mode. At least in some regards. Alright. Yeah, see, just like that, we've pretty much already met the quota. It's that damn easy. Come on. There we go. Alright, 2 down, 5 to go. And an extra life to boot. And of course, how can I forget? The Badniks are nothing against Knuckles' abilities, so we do have Buzzer, Masher, and Coconuts here. But hey, they really pose no significant threat. Of course, then again, let's be honest. Early game Badniks rarely ever do. Okay, this is gonna be risky. Damn it. Okay, well, come on. Damn. Alright. Spring me up. Thank you. Oh, okay, that was close. That Coconuts could have easily gotten a cheap shot on me. That was too damn close. All that work would have been flushed right down the drain. Alright. I'll take those. And give me these. There we go. Alright, 100 rings. We're only 23 away. Alright, 8 more. Come on. There we go. And just 8 away from that one. Alright, come on, give me these. And we're in the clear. Nothing to worry about there. And luckily we should... Well, actually, no, correction. We are going to be able to get the last 4 in the next act, so that's not even going to be an issue. There we go. And that right there is straight up going to give me a continue. Already know it. Again, to me nowadays, they're just little bitty trophies. And I'll say this right now, honestly, the last time I ever got a game over was playing through this game as Knuckles, and believe me, it was well worth it. But I'll delve more into that when we get there. You'll see what I mean. Alright, get rid of the buzzer. There we go. Now just glide on over. Whoa, okay, almost went over the edge there. There we go. Alright, 40 rings. Not going to be an issue. Unless, you know, I'd be an idiot and miss a swarm of rings, but... I'd say we rebounded pretty well. Alright, 90. Give me those. Alright, now I gotta hop back and forth. Wait, hold it. There we go. And look at that, we're literally almost there. Okay, I kind of got distracted there for a second. Alright, and another Chaos Emerald down. 3 more to go. And luckily for us, the next star post is right below us. Let me just grab these rings for good measure. Come on. Thank you. All right. I wanted more from there, but it's okay. All right. Okay, now let's just go ahead and grab these. All right. There we go. Just 27 away. And we got this. There's not going to be any more threats left for this special stage. Almost. There we go. All right, 2 more to go. Okay, so I want to go ahead and come down to here. Now let's just go ahead and get a good spin going. There we go. Had to watch out for those spikes that could easily pop up. Alright, 70 rings, not a problem. Alright, gimme, 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 gimme. Alright. That was close. Okay, 130, not a problem. We got this. Oh, careful. There we go. $170, but yeah, because if I remember correctly, playing as Sonic and Tails, the quota would be $220, I believe, so yeah. Again, Knuckles makes these a walk in the park. Though only in this version, I do believe in the remasters he abides by the same rules that Sonic and Tails do, so... But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Because yes, I will be doing the remasters. I'd be crazy not to, but I'll try and spread those out a bit, okay? Alright, 1 more Chaos Emerald to go. Okay, I want to get on up to there. There we go. That's gonna be a little tricky to do with Knuckles' low jump. Alright, just what I wanted. There we go. Alright, last Chaos Emerald. Okay, I'll take those. And just like that, we already hit the quota. Because if you remember originally, I think for the first loop, it's 100. Then it's like 150 or 80. And I forget what the last one was if you were playing as Sonic or Tails, so... But again, Knuckles just nerfs the game, and look, we've already hit the damn quota. We didn't even have to do a damn thing. Alright, just hug the wall for 4 groups. And we got this. Oh, 140. Okay, well, damn. Okay, I was off by 10, but at least it was pretty low. Alright, careful. There we go. And just like that, we got all 7 Chaos Emeralds. And now we can change into Super Knuckles. So luckily, one advantage Knuckles does have over Sonic is that, if you remember, Knuckles' transformation is tied to his gliding ability, so you actually have a pretty good amount of control for when you want to transform if you're playing as Knuckles, unlike for Sonic, because for Sonic, as soon as he jumps in Sonic 2, yeah, he just straight up transforms, but at least Knuckles at least lets you have a bit of a failsafe. You can control when you want to transform. But it's time for the egg drillster. Come on, Robotnik, let's see what you got. Alright, careful. You are no match for a superpowered Hedgehog, you're no match for a superpowered Echidna. And I want to say that the original glitch to where you can easily soft lock the game when transforming at the end of an act isn't here with Knuckles, but again, I'm not going to risk it. But on to Chemical Plant Zone. And for the badniks we got here, we're dealing with Spiny and Grabber. I'll just take that. But yeah, if you're willing to look around, they did change a few small areas in the zones to take use of Knuckles' abilities, so those are there. But you gotta find them, though. Usually they're just hiding an extra life or something. But again, I do know the remasters did a little bit more, though. But hey, we're playing this as if it's 1994, so that does not apply to us right now. Alright, I'll take those. Okay, good, we got a shield. Yep, get rid of that grabber. Now we can have some fun. Whoa, okay, okay, now I'm trying to get my bearings back here. Where the hell am I? Okay, well, good. We're at the end of the act, pretty much. Knuckles just yeeted me onto a path that I'm not usually familiar with, so I didn't know where I was for a second. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and grab these rings for the fun of it, because why the hell not? I've already got... Okay, well, up to 14 lives now, damn. Alright, on Act 2. Let's go ahead and spin on down. There we go. Wasn't gonna risk falling down there. Yeah, you know what? Let me see if I can deal with you guys. Okay, no I can't. No I can't. Alright, let me on in. Alright, I'll take this. I need to be careful with how fast I go, because it is possible to go too fast, and next thing you know, you get your ass stuck in the terrain, and then you got no choice but to wait for a time over. That has happened. It's annoying as hell, but it has happened. Which is why it... Okay, careful. There we go. It could have easily happened right there, but luckily I was able to avoid that from happening. And now I can finally go ahead and show off this pathway. I tried getting here as Sonic, but that didn't exactly pan out when I streamed through that game, so... It is what it is. Which means taking this route completely takes you over the poisoned water. You don't even have to worry about it. Careful. Alright, now for Robotnik and the egg poison. But again, we're fine. As long as we don't go near the edges. So, just don't let the recoil from hitting him screw you over. Last thing you want is to fall into that pit. Alright. And that's another prison capsule down. And now on to Aquatic Ruin Zone. And for the bandits we got here, we got Chop Chop, Grounder, and Wisp. Oh, careful. So one thing I actually forgot to mention back when I was playing through this as Sonic originally. So as you can see, the Grounder bandits. So while they're red, they were actually the inspiration. Well, not the inspiration, but the straight up copy and paste for the character Grounder in the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon, except in that he was green. So yeah, good to see how much of an influence Sonic 2 had on things. Always did like that show, too. Of course, then again, at that time, you had two. You had that one, which was the more carefree one. Then you had the darker Sonic Saturday morning cartoon known as Sat AM, where the world was doomed, Robotnik was evil as hell, and he was voiced by Winnie the damn Pooh, of all people. Yeah, not kidding. Not kidding. Alright. On to Act 2. Gotta be careful here. I do not want to get an arrow in the ass. Come on. Alright, here we go. Let's get rid of you guys real quick. Those wisps are annoying as hell. Alright. Okay, that was close. That part always gets me. Sometimes you can make it out of there, sometimes not so much. No, get on the spring, damn it. We want to harvest these rings as much as we can. Okay, we got to back up a bit here. Is my jump going to be enough? Nope, we got to transform. Alright. Yeah, once again, Knuckles' low jump kind of coming into play there a bit. But what can you do? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, boy. There we go. Alright. Now for the egg hammer. Screw fighting the honorable way. I'm gonna cheese this to hell and back. Alright. And down goes another prison capsule. Alright, now on to Casino Night Zone. Only Baddick we got here is Crawl. And I guess maybe if you want to get technical, crippling gambling. We'll see. Oh, come on. I wanted up on the slots, damn it. Oh, well, actually, hold on. Wait a second here. Come on. Big money, big money, big money, big money. Okay, that'll suffice for now. Okay, that was close. That was close. I almost did myself in right there. Alright, there's Crawl. Okay, good. Sometimes I swear you can hit it from the back, but sometimes it's like his hitbox is kind of weird to where the shield's hitbox kind of interferes with things. At least that's how it always seemed to me. Alright. Let me just fall in here. There we go. Come on. Give me the points, damn it. Thank you. Okay, now where the hell am I at? Okay, I think we're at the halfway point, so let's go ahead and transform. Oh, can I get lucky? Can I get lucky, please? Nah, okay, I can take that for now, I suppose. I can wait till I get to my favorite machine. Alright, just rebound there. Huh, look at that. 1, 2, 3. Right on the dot. And damn, my score is already getting very high as hell. I usually don't see those numbers until like the very end of the game if I'm playing as Sonic or Tails. But again, Knuckles had that edge to where he just keeps his rings after the special stage, so it helps out. Okay, Let's go, Gamba. Okay, you know what? Not exactly what I was wanting, but hold on. No. I want a true jackpot. I don't know. That felt like maybe a half-assed cop-out. No, I want the big money. If I lose what I have, screw it. It'll be worth it. Besides, I got time to kill. Come on, come on. Give me the jackpot. That's what I want. That's what I want. Okay, you know what? I figured that was gonna happen. But as long as I can somehow come out on top in the end, I'll take it. I know when to stop. I know when to stop. I will take that. I will absolutely fucking take it. Alright, let's just come down here and get these rings. And let's go crazy, shall we? Whoa, damn. Oh, okay, yeah, why not? Yeah, let's go this way. Come on, get through the casino chips. Oh, okay, so now I know where that top path leads to then. Okay. I learn something new every day. Oh, okay, I thought I was stuck there for a second. Okay, come on, Knuckles, just calm down here. There we go. And it's weird. Sometimes it's possible to get crushed by those elevators. I don't know how. I just know that it has happened before, so... Alright, time for the egg claw. Okay, careful. Ah, damn it. Well, okay, you know what? That'll work. That'll work. There we go. No threat whatsoever. Yeah, get on the prison capsule. Thank you. We're already halfway through the game. I gotta be at like, what, maybe 5 or 6 continues at this point? Well, on the Hilltop Zone. And for the battings here, we got Rexon, Spiker, and Gola. Ooh. And that Spiker almost got me. Careful. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try getting up there. Ha ha ha! Gotcha! Right. I'll take that. And let's come on up to here. Alright, good. Alright, we're coming up to the inside of the caverns, so I'll take that. And now let's go ahead and transform. My rule is, if I do go out of my way to get the emeralds so I can abuse my super form, I at least make sure to get through halfway of the act before I transform. Only seems right, you know? Only seems right. Alright, I'll take that. Not that it really helps right now. Alright, come on, lava, go down. Thank you. Alright. Didn't really need to do that, but I did it for the hell of it. I always find it funny how that signpost is just a little bit farther over to the edge than where it's normally supposed to be. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick spin here. Ah, damn it, come on. There we go. Two's enough, two's enough. Yeah, you know what? Let's go this way. Why the hell not? Make things a little bit different this time. And I mean, sure, Sonic can get up here, but you gotta be really on top of your game in order to be able to get a good enough jump to reach up there. But hey, at least this does kind of make use of Knuckles' abilities, so you know what? It's a good thing I did come this way. Come on. Seesaw me up, thank you. Okay, I don't want to go down there. I want to keep going this way. Oh! Alright, I'll take that. Alright, so let's see here. Ah, damn, couldn't latch on time. It's okay though. Oh, well, alright, I forgot how many rings I had on hand there for a second. Oh, hold on. I kind of want to try and get those. Thank you! Okay, now where the hell am I? Because it's not often I go this route. Okay, yeah, we're slowly getting to the end. Break that open. Alright, now for the Egg Scorcher Mark II. I just love doing that. I don't know what it is. Just something about playing through his Knuckles makes it a little bit more funnier. I guess probably because you can do things you couldn't normally do with Sonic, I suppose. Which makes sense. Alright, on to Mystic Cave Zone. For our baddies here, we got Carlton and Flasher. And I think on the top of my head, I want to say maybe if you end up falling into that spike pit in Act 2 that I mentioned before, I want to say that maybe Knuckles can climb out of it. I'm not sure, but you know what? I'm not going to fucking test it. Why would I do that? That'd be stupid. Especially in the middle of a stream, you know? Okay, well, that was stupid right there. I talk about doing something stupid and I just take a free hit like that. Okay, well. Alright, yeah, you know what? I am not losing my rings. Screw that. That's the only other time I'll transform early is if I lose a shield and I'm like, okay, yeah, I am not about to risk this. Those are my 2 rules right there. At least get through half of the act, or if I lose a shield, yeah, we are not going to lose all of our rings. Better to be safe than sorry. Okay. You really think I should? You really think I should? Alright, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Because I honestly can't, off the top of my head, remember if it is possible. I want to say it is, but you know what? We'll give it a go. We'll give it a fucking go. We will see. Alright. So to get to that bottomless pit, well, not a bottomless pit, but that spike pit, we gotta take the lower route. Normally I avoid this route to hell and back unless it's the remaster, because, they added a little something extra in that version, but I'm willing to make a compromise this time. Because I'll be honest, I am kind of somewhat curious as well. Ooh, that was close. Alright. Alright, careful. Alright. So yeah, no other way out. Okay, good. So Knuckles can get out of there. Good. Good. But yeah, as mentioned, if Sonic falls in there, it's practically a death sentence. And as I mentioned before, back during the initial Sonic 2 stream, there originally in one of the earlier betas, there was a spring you could use to get out of the damn thing, but I guess someone was just having a shitty day at work and decided, you know what? Fuck them kids, I'm taking that spring out. And I still find that hilarious. Someone had to be very spiteful that day to do that. Spiteful and have a candy-coated heart of darkness. Alright, time for the egg digger. Again, usually watch out for the falling stalagmites, but hey, we're a superpowered Echidna. We got nothing to worry about. Where's he gonna come? Alright. Alright. Another prison capsule down and out. Alright, on to Oil Ocean Zone. So that means we're dealing with Aquas and Octus. So we gotta be on the lookout because they do love their cheap shots. Especially Aquas. Let me grab this shield here. Ooh, okay, that was close. Alright, wait for it. Keep them away, keep them away. I don't like them. Get out of here. Okay, safe to say we're at the halfway point. So let's have a bit of fun. Okay, no rings there. Give me that shield for good measure. Well, of course, then again, I already had one on hand, so what the hell am I saying? See, I guess the action just goes by so fast you tend to forget things in the heat of the moment. But which, hey, it's valid. It can happen. Excuse me there. All right, bounce, bounce, and bounce. All right, good. We're at the end of the act. Come on. Climbing's good enough. Better than waiting. All right, now on Act 2. Ah, son of a... That was too close for comfort. Just give me my shield, please. Thank you. Alright, I'll take that. I'm a few rings short, but I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine. Oh, shit. Okay, well. Alright, now I rip. Son of a bitch. I hate those badniks. I hate them. Octus, they're easy to deal with because they're stationary for the most part. Aquas, though, they will snipe your ass the first chance they get. They're a bunch of camping bitches, that's what they are. Okay, come on, I need 13 more rings. Give me my sustenance. Oh, no you don't. Not that time. Okay, transform. We are not risking it anymore. Let's get the hell out of here. Careful. Give me these rings for good measure. Thank you very much. I'll take that for good measure, because you never know. Alright, now for the egg marine. Alright. Watch out for the spiker there. Now just gotta avoid the laser. Though, granted, it can't really do anything to us right now. Alright, come on, Robotnik. Get up here. Come on. Just go ahead and fire wherever you want. It's not going to do a damn thing to me. There we go. Alright, and another prison capsule down. Now let's see how Knuckles fares when he enters Hell. Time for Metropolis Zone. And you know what that means. We have the unholy trinity of badniks. Slicer, Shellcracker, and Asteron. So let's see how we fare, shall we? Bow, 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 bow. I mean, hey, at least Hell does have a catchy theme song. Careful. That's right, fire. Start your points off. There we go. Nope. Stay away from the... Alright, well. I was trying to glide to get away, but I forgot I had rings on hand. Didn't mean to transform that early, but oh well. But you know, given our current location, probably was a safe bet to go ahead and do that. Alright. Let me grab these rings here. Screw the lug nut, we're gonna climb. Alright, come on up to here. There we go. Yeah, if anything, Super Knuckles really trivializes those little sections right there. And you know what? I'll take it. Especially how, considering if you're usually playing as Sonic with Tails tagging along, Tails' AI can kind of screw you over when it comes to those spots. I should know. We've all experienced that. Alright. $400,000 points. If my grandpa saw that, his jaw would drop. Because as I mentioned, back when I played these games and I'd be in the kitchen where my Genesis was at my grandma's place, he would watch me play and he would keep track of my score and all that. Because let's be honest here. At that point, I'm like, what? 5 or 6 years old? I can't count that high. Most I can do is at least up to 10 if I'm lucky. Fucking slicers. It's okay. It's alright. We can still rebound. But at least it gets them out of the way so we don't go careening right into them again, so... Yeah, and apparently there's a few extra rings programmed right there that are kind of overlaid with one another, so yeah. And I think that's still in the remasters also. Careful. Nope, stay away, Shellcracker. Let me on up here. Ah, shit. Hold on. Nope, I want those rings. Thank you. Alright, transform time. We made it to the halfway point, so that meets my criteria. Excuse me. Okay, now where the hell am I at here? Yeah, screw the switch. We're just gonna climb. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a joy coming through here as Tails later on. Oh boy, that's gonna be a field day. All right, we're done with that too. Now on to Act 3. Even in death, they are a pain in the ass. It's alright, it's just 3 rings. I can make up for it. Get the hell out of here. Careful. Alright, come on. Nope, stay away. Yeah, I think climbing onto the wall was the only way I was going to make that jump. Ah, damn, I couldn't get that ring box down there. Okay, yeah, we are not risking it. Alright. Didn't know if I already had a shield or not, but I'll take that just in case. Okay, let's come on down here. I could use some more rings, though. Okay, well, at least we can go ahead and expedite things right here. It feels so good to cheese that section out. Alright, time for the egg bouncer. So yeah, good luck trying to fight the... Okay, well, granted, if I wasn't Super Knuckles right now, I'm pretty sure Knuckles has a hard time jumping over Robotnik here. So honestly, your best bet is going to be just trying to carefully hit the Eggmobile when it has the rings in a sideways fashion. Well, not the rings, but the bouncers. That's going to be your best bet. Otherwise, you're going to be taking hits left and right. So, yeah, Knuckles' low jump kind of coming into play here normally. But we can easily get rid of that. Laser can't really do anything to us since it was just too slow moving, so... And with that, that's the last prison capsule of the game, and now we're in the home stretch. On the Sky Chase Zone. So that means we got Valkyrie, Nebula, and Turtloid. Hey, at least Tails makes a little cameo appearance. You know, funnily enough, so I had gotten here before I had ever played this game with Knuckles, and I always thought that maybe Knuckles just glides in the sky the entire time when he finally gets to this zone, but no. Nope. Even though he can glide, he still needs a little bit of assistance. So luckily for us, that means we do have Tails and the Tornado here for us to help give us a hand. Careful. There we go. Get out of here. Alright. Make this jump. There we go. Alright, gotta be careful because next thing you know, they just come a-zooming. Okay, well, that was not good. I need some rings, please. I'll take that. Alright, on to Wing Fortress Zone. And for our bandit here, all we got's Clucker. So let's see if I can't get to this shortcut real quick. Okay, there we go. Alright, come on up to here. I need to be careful because I don't think Knuckles can outright open this extra life monitor. He can just drop it down, so it is possible to get crushed by that thing falling down. Yeah, I know it's a weird thing, getting killed by an extra life monitor. But it's a thing that can happen. Alright. Now, there is an easy shortcut that I could do, but nah, we'll be fine. So yeah, this section here, I always thought that Knuckles' gliding could help me get through this part because it was the one thing that always screwed me over every time, but not so much. It's easy to get caught in a wind current and it just screws everything over, so yeah. Don't risk it. Okay, there we go. At least we made it across, that's the good thing. Come on up to here. And now for the laser prison. So yeah, whether you're regular Knuckles or Super Knuckles, you ain't hitting that thing, so yeah, you kinda have to play by the rules somewhat. Which means we gotta use the platforms. Though granted, Super Knuckles makes this a little bit easier, but if it was regular Knuckles, then yeah, you could have a bit of a problem. But hey, nothing we can't dispose of. And let's get one last extra life for the road, because why the hell not? We got the rocket boosted tornado to help us catch up to Robotnik. And now we're sending this Echidna straight into space. Alright, now on to Death Egg Zone. Now it's time to deal with Mechasonic Mark 1. So let's see what we can do here. Just let Mecha dash all over the place and get a few hits on him there. Careful. Ooh, that was close, that was close. No, wasn't gonna risk it, wasn't gonna risk it. There we go. Alright, and Mechasonic Mark 1 is down and out. Alright. Now for the Death Egg Robot. And this is where Knuckles' low jump really comes right to bite him right in the ass. So yeah. You are not hitting the cockpit at all. Good luck. You can try it, but 9 times out of 10, your ass is going to die. Your best bet is just going to be to wait over here and just let him spin dash and hit him right in the groin. Though originally when I fought the Death Egg Robot, I didn't know this strategy. Instead, what I had to do was literally hit him from behind, strike him in the ass, and avoid getting toasted by the booster flame on the back of the booster jet. Needless to say, that shit was not easy. That was quite literally the last time I ever used a continue. But nowadays, we got a much safer method. True. Maybe to a newer player, but to a seasoned vet like me, now that I know the ins and outs, it's a cakewalk. I forget how many hits I'm on right now. Okay, yeah, that is true. It does kind of slow things down a bit. Alright, careful. Okay, I think he needs one more hit. And he's out of here. Alright, and with that, we are done with Knuckles the Echidna and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Again, a very different way to experience the game back when you had access to being able to do this back in 1994, so definitely changes things up a little bit. Not so much, but it can offer a bit of a small challenge later on down the road, especially when it comes to the later zones. But again, playing as Knuckles makes getting the Chaos Emeralds much, much easier, but the trade-off is you're probably going to have some trouble in the later zones when it comes to bosses such as the Egg Bouncer and the Death Egg Robot, so. But for what it is, at least it was another way to get some more time out of your Sonic 2 cartridge back in the day, so it is what it is. Other than that, we did pretty good. Ugh. feels good to finally get this one taken care of. And again, I've got a bit of a soft spot for playing through this game as Knuckles because it was the first time I ever beat Sonic 2, mostly because, well, let's see. I wouldn't say he made things easier because, again, as I said, the Death Egg robot as Knuckles was quite literally the last time I ever pretty much used Continue. So, yeah, even though it was a bit challenging back in those days when I finally got to that point, it still felt good to finally be able to beat Sonic 2 in general. And eventually, once I did learn the ropes a little bit more, went back and finished things proper off with playing as Sonic. So it's all like a set of dominoes. They all just fall one after another and just create a chain reaction, so. But as I said, it gets more bang for your buck out of your Sonic 2 cartridge, and you get more use out of your Sonic and Knuckles cartridge because you were essentially playing twice for the same game, pretty much, so. At least they could try to make it worth your money. You gotta give them that. But again, yeah, it was just like a small little stroll through, just something to ease through the night, you know, just go ahead and get this taken care of so we can go ahead and start to move on to some bigger games, because next game is really kind of going to be up in the air a bit. I don't know, because sometimes Knuckles Chaotix likes to play nice, sometimes not so much, although generally when I say that, mostly speaking from the special stage aspect, but we'll get there when we get there. But I at least wanted to go ahead and do something tonight since I was pretty much off from work today and just felt like I had to at least get something done and make use of my time, you know? So I did just that. But still, it was a good little trip down memory lane nonetheless. Nonetheless. Alright. Yeah, surprisingly, that whole thing went off without a hitch. And you know what? Bonus points. We actually did a no-death run, even though I did kind of risk things a little bit because I wanted to see if I could get out of the infamous spike pit. So good to know that Knuckles can climb out of it. So at least now we know that. But again, even though it was a short game, we still got stuff accomplished, and that's what matters. That is what matters. So let me see. I mean, I really don't have anything else to really go into, so maybe there's someone we can probably pop in on. I don't know. We'll see. Because, like, again, it's very rare that I'm in here that I'm here at this time of night on a Friday of all things. Well, though granted now it's Saturday, but still, you know what I mean. Because usually at this point, I would just be getting home more than likely. Well, no, actually, no, I would have already been home like maybe 20 minutes ago. I don't know. I'm looking. Nothing's really catching my eye, so I don't know. Sometimes whenever I stream on a Friday and I'm looking for someone to drop in on, sometimes it can feel like maybe a bit of a hit or miss, so. But hey, you know what? All things considered, we did good, so that's really all I can hope for. But I guess we will go ahead and wrap things up and end things here for now. So for those of you watching from afar, I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Glad to have you in here, even if you were looking. For those that popped in, glad to have you here too, and hope to have you pop in next time. So with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have been enjoying yourselves thus far, and I will see you all again later. Take care.